The shepherd with the crooked staff. In the quiet town of Umudike, where red earth stained every footstep and the church bell was louder than the market gong, people believed deeply in God. Faith was not just a religion there, it was survival. When the rain failed, they prayed. When sickness came, they fasted. And when hope seemed far away, they ran to the church. That was how Pastor Ezekiel Adeyemi became everything to them. He arrived one dusty evening in a white cassock that glowed against the brown road. His Bible was worn, his voice gentle, his eyes always wet with tears whenever he spoke about suffering. He said God sent him to Umudike because the people were caught forgotten sheep. That single sentence melted hearts. The church, Fire of Everlasting Grace Ministry, started under a mango tree. Within 2 years, it had a concrete building, shiny speakers, and a generator donated by God's willing children. People sold goats, land, and wrappers to support the work. Pastor Ezekiel preached sacrifice like a man who had suffered himself. But suffering, like truth, can be staged. Before we continue, please like, comment, share, and follow. Mama Ifunanya was one of the first to believe deeply. She was a widow with 3 children and a body slowly breaking under sickness. When the hospital said she needed surgery she could not afford, Pastor Ezekiel held her hands and cried with her. God will heal you, he said softly, but your faith must speak louder than your fear. He asked her to sow a dangerous seed. She sold her last plot of land, the only inheritance for her children, and brought the money to church in a nylon bag. The pastor prayed loudly, shaking, sweating, commanding heaven to open. Mama Ifunanya died 3 weeks later. At her burial, Pastor Ezekiel said God needed her more. Her children sat quietly, staring at the ground, their future buried with their mother. Don't forget to click on the follow button before we continue. Deborah was 19, innocent and desperate. She came to the church because she kept seeing strange dreams and hearing voices. Pastor Ezekiel told her she was spiritually married and that only special prayers could deliver her. Those prayers were done at night, in his office, with the door locked. He told her to remove her clothes because evil spirits hide in shame. He warned her never to tell anyone or the demons will kill her family. Deborah cried through those nights, believing pain was the price of freedom. When she finally became pregnant, the pastor called her a liar and a temptress. He chased her out of the church publicly. She attempted suicide. Please click on the follow button before we continue. Not everyone was blind. Brother Kunle, the church secretary, noticed things. The pastor never allowed financial records to be checked. Tithes increased, offerings multiplied, yet church workers were unpaid. The pastor's wife wore gold and drove a new SUV, while members trekked to church barefoot. One Sunday, Kunle asked politely, "Sir, can we see the account statement?" The pastor smiled. That smile destroyed Kunle's life. From that day, Kunle was accused of stealing church money. He was beaten by church youths, disgraced publicly, and abandoned by friends. Even his wife left him, believing the pastor's tears over Kunle's betrayal. Kunle later died of depression. The church prayed and moved on. Before we continue, please like, comment, share, and follow me. The downfall began quietly. Deborah survived. Years later, stronger but scarred, she returned to Umudike with a journalist. Mama Ifunanya's children spoke up. Other women gathered courage. Stories matched too perfectly to be lies. When the police came, Pastor Ezekiel locked himself inside the church and prayed loudly for forgiveness, not to God, but to the crowd. People cried. Some defended him. Others collapsed in shame. When he was finally arrested, he said, "The devil used me." But the devil did not collect the offerings. The devil did not destroy families. The devil did not hide behind the pulpit. Don't forget to click on the follow button before we continue. The church closed. The building now stands abandoned. walls cracked, banner torn by rain. People pass it quickly, afraid of memories. Some stopped believing in pastors. Some stopped believing in God. Deborah opened a small counseling center for abused girls. Mama Ifunaya's children struggle but survive. Umudike still prays but with fear. Because the deepest wound Pastor Ezekiel left behind was not poverty or pain, it was broken faith. And in a town where faith was everything, that loss was unforgivable. If you want, I can also. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and follow me for more stories. Bye for now.